Tomorrow is here. Diama, esi mepe adiwa. Makana miri ababago. Industrial revolution. Abatago nenukunu. Okwa digital economy. Yeah. Agricultural revolution. Oh. Yeah. Esinche kwa paper. The rock. Oboruzo dima. The rock. Esa wike marama. The rock. Quality education and all-round development. Yo. The rock. Our tomorrow is here. My tomorrow is here. Our tomorrow is here. I know.
Enugu State Government holds town hall meeting with Enugu, a move to guarantee transparency and accountability of the present administration. Just as relevant key players applaud Governor Mba's developmental strides. These stories and more will be coming your way shortly. I remain your host, Chika Ugu, welcoming you to another edition of the program. Before we begin, let's take a break. Glad to have you join us on this week's program, and it's time to walk the talk. Enugu State Governor Dr. Peter Mba has unveiled plans to address challenges facing some sectors in the state, such as water, electricity, security, among others, with a promise to give them a facelift. The governor was speaking at the Enugu State Town Hall meeting with Enugu, an initiative by the state government to foster dialogue with residents of the state, feel their pulse, and keep them abreast with the state government's activities and policies. Do take a listen. The town hall meeting, which brought together representatives of civil society groups, heads of parastatals, captains of industries, leaders of various union and organization, security agents, top government functionaries, among other key players, had the theme, Governance Issues, the Journey So Far. It was an avenue to interact with the people on how the state government has fared in the last 18 months, address their fears and expectations. The governor reiterated his commitment to transforming Enugu State. He reassured that his administration will not rest on its oars in realizing its vision of 0% poverty headcount, grow the state's GDP, and make it the preferred place for tourism, living, and businesses to thrive. Although the state government is on track, having achieved success in various sectors ranging from health, education, transport, infrastructure, agriculture, water, security, among others. The governor believes a lot more still needs to be done to place Enugu State as one of the top 3 states in the country.
Bringing leaders under scrutiny before a formidable voice, to which the real power in a democracy truly belongs, the people. Any growth that is enduring never emerges through a short-circuited process. It is often the result of painstaking process of planning, typically sustained by the people's support. No society can ever achieve greatness without the people's support or sacrifice. Nonetheless, I won't be tempted to voice the former US President J.F. Kennedy's old world idealism that enjoined the people to seek what they can do for their country and not what their country should do for them. The improvement of the people's welfare is the primary basis for the existence of government, after all. You have been quite gracious with your support and demonstrated remarkable patience in the past 18 months. We do not take that for granted. We will continue to earn your trust through the delivery of good governance. Nothing is reassuring as a streak of light on the horizon after a long journey in bleak weather. As long as we do not falter in our steps, we will definitely not go off the track.
Despite commendations and encomiums from attendees at the meeting, they called for more work and sustainability of the projects in some sectors. They also aired their reservations on some policies.
Several, Your Excellency, you have demonstrated that faith and you have shown that the promise made is always the promise kept. This energy is the golden era of Enugu State. You have been prepared all the modern industries have been revitalized. International Conference Center Examination, you have got presidential. You are bringing back those laureates of 1959. And many are beginning to wonder if His Excellency Pinanda is not our Michael Ihonka.
When you assumed office, you promised that water would be delivered to Enugu residents in 180 days, Enugu's capital. And you actually broke the perennial problem of water scarcity, but people still don't have water in some parts of Enugu. We also see water galleries that don't have taps. Some of them look as though they've been abandoned because of the rainy season and how bushy they become. So I would like to know what your administration is doing to ensure that these water galleries in some parts of the state are completed, and how long it will actually take for residents to get water when water will reach the last mile. Communities often feel left out of issues and matters surrounding their land. Sometimes they feel bullied and intimidated by investors and prospective land buyers. What is your government going to do to resolve these issues in the utility and resource areas?
Look at what you've done, the smart schools, and some people who maybe lack the ability to be everywhere at the same time. When the smart school projects are going on, I wondering when the smart schools will come on board. They seem to be impatient. They want to see the value of the 33% we devoted to education. They want to see it, they want to feel it. Is there a sense that you can provide a perspective to this to actually show them exactly how this is coming up in terms of the projects on the ground?
All in Enugu cannot be left to a few individuals. It's just too important. There are more people who have and can contribute to what you're doing. For example, would you consider doing more in the area of repatriation of technology? Your Excellency, I'm talking about resource that is in billions of dollars which are not accessible to Enugu State.
From Enugu State Disability Community, we bring you greetings and thank you for including persons with disabilities in your government. Sir, rising from the last town hall meeting that was held, the result we got was your directive for the Justice Ministry to Gazette 2023 Disability Law. Thank you, sir. Sir, our question concerns here today is to plead and beg. Is there any hope for this special committee to have this commission on board as soon as possible, constituting the board and allowing what we often say, that nothing for us without us, knowing that your government has become that of Operation Leave No One Behind. God bless you, sir.
His Excellency, you spoke about security and tackling issues of insecurity in our state. And I want to ask, please, will this also go ahead to cover the suburbs? What I mean by the suburbs are areas outside the state, like the local government areas and other areas around. For example, 9 towns extending to the villages.
And our request, Your Excellency, is that there is a little thing remaining. You know, when you cook good soup and fail to add salt, all the ingredients will remain tasteless. Just as cheap as salt is, it brings out the taste of every other thing. Your Excellency, sir, please, the workers need consequential adjustment, which may not make much difference from what it is today. But that consequential adjustment is what will make us to produce a salary chart that will be endorsed by all. We are asking for it here, not because we don't have access to you, because we normally come to you for whatever we need, but for Enugu to also see that we are not leaving the workers behind. We also want another passionate appeal to come before you, Your Excellency. It has to do with the pensioners, the retirees. Many of them are dying in their numbers because of gratuity and other remunerations they are entitled to. Some that died in active service have their children that have dropped out of school when they have relatives that would have taken care of those children. So, Your Excellency, please, we want you to do that same magic as it regards to the pensioners. Then the third aspect has to do with those other people, the verification we are doing in the state. Your Excellency, sir, we are part of that verification, but where we feel comfortable is the issue of discontinuing the salaries of many workers who have not been verified for reasons not under their control. Many of them were not verified because of bank mixture of information. And because of it, some of them, particularly those of them that work within local government, and they are in pains. So please, Your Excellency, we know you and we know that you have the interest of your people at heart. So, Your Excellency, and finally, we want you also to please extend the approval you gave to the health sector. You approved 100% scoreheads for the health professionals. Other health workers within the health industry are also pleading that you extend it.
In response to their questions and observations, the governor pledged delivery of good and people-oriented governance with assurance to tackle challenges bedeviling his administration. The town hall meeting with Enugu is a periodic event. The federal government says it is committed to partner with Enugu state government to further develop the arts, culture, tourism, and recreative potentials in realization of the present administration's vision of making Enugu a tourism state. Minister of Arts, Culture, Tourism, and Creative Economy, Hannatu Musawa, made this known when she paid a courtesy visit to the governor at the government house. She equally took a tour of some newly constructed recreational facilities in the state. The minister, who was on an official visit to Enugu, took a tour of the International Conference Center, Digital Museum, and unveiled the Enugu Christmas Village, an initiative of Governor Peter Mba's administration to make the festive period a remarkable one for families and also serving as a one-stop destination for relaxation and bonding.
The first of its kind, and hopefully more and more will come with this very beautiful, innovative governor that you have. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Tomorrow is here. Tomorrow is here. Drama. Esimepe adiwa. Makana miria babako. Industrial revolution. Abatako nenukunu. Okwa digital economy.
Christ is a light. Christ is our Redeemer. Christ, the God-made man, has come to salvage us. So people coming to this very village will begin to think about it. At first I heard of 25 days of Christmas, which means at this preparatory level, we call Advent, people will begin to think, children in particular, to have the correct understanding of Christmas. That the baby is born, that will bring joy and happiness and peace to everybody. And if they come here and begin to see the signs of it, I believe probably there'll be something like a creep sometime. And then they begin to contemplate Christ, the quintessence of light. Christ, the first light agent. And what does light do? Light dispels darkness. And there are darknesses, or if you want to put it that way, of all forms. Corruption, insecurity, hatred, undue jealousy, and rivalry. Christ comes to tell us, this is the way.
The minister also performed the lighting up of the Christmas village and the Unity Park, another initiative adding ambience to the city.
I think with a governor like Governor Mba that has proved and distinguished himself really as a visionary, innovative leader, what he has done in just 1 and a bit years has been absolutely exemplary. And I think if Enugu has a governor like this for 8 years, only God knows the heights that it will be able to go to. I am very honored to be here to light the Christmas lights. You cannot get rid of me because I feel as if I'm a daughter of the soil who has come home. So I wish everyone in Enugu a happy Christmas, a happy New Year, and I really look forward to coming back in the new year to see how my ministry can collaborate and partner with the Ministry of Tourism, the Ministry of Culture and Creative Industry to see what we can do to open up the potential and work with the governor. The governor has already started the work. Now we hope to do a handshake with the federal government, with the government of Enugu, to see how we can really open up the potential of Enugu State to really bring value to the beautiful people of the state. Dalu, Dalu, and Dalu.
Earlier, Governor Peter Mba received the minister at the Lion Building, where he expressed appreciation for the federal government's support and gave insight into the numerous tourist sites the state government wants to harness in order to unlock the state's huge economic potentials in the arts and tourism sector.
We also have the highest number of waterfalls and caves. And we have the prominent one in our home where we hope to also build a canopy walkway, and then the Iva Valley where we plan to also essentially do a zip line and a number of other tourist attractions. So we have quite an ambitious plan in the tourism space. Our plan is to see how we can attract a minimum of 3 million visitors into Enugu for tourism every year. And that, of course, would require that you take advantage of the pull factors that we have in the States, this old world charm of the city of Enugu. And we're essentially also building structures that would inspire and incentivize tourism.
The governor also shared his vision to attract 3 million tourists annually and position the state as a destination for recreation and relaxation. Still on appreciation of Governor Mba's infrastructural and developmental strides, The Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, has applauded Enugu State government for initiating the over 260 smart green schools to cater for basic education in the state and guarantee a sustainable future for the younger generation. The Executive Secretary of the Commission, Dr. Hamid Boboyi, gave the commendation during a working visit to the governor at the Government House. Education, no doubt, is a powerful tool for reducing poverty, improving health, growing the nation's economy, and securing the future of the people. Enugu State government is not unaware of these numerous benefits, reason for the construction of the 260 smart green schools in all wards in the state, a feat which at first seemed not feasible, but has left many singing praises and attracted the team from UBEC to the state.
I came, the Commissioner of Education, we went around, so the smart school. But what I saw was the practicalization of many of the theories that we used to have about these things. I went around, saw the teachers with all the enthusiasm that we expected to do. We went around, met the students, and felt exceptionally happy with that urge to learn. We are providing us, especially the system is providing a smart environment for them. And I think we are very glad when we are going around to see those facilities that have been provided and at the same time to appreciate what has been done.
Governor Peter Mbah said the move to dedicate 33% of the state's budget to education is deliberate to address poverty and unemployment.
We need to basically go back to what your commission represents and then get the basic education, the universal basic education for our children, but not necessarily just for the word, but also for the substance, to make sure that we get our children, we capture them from a young age of 3, make them go through the early child learning. So beyond the recommended mandatory 9 years, in Enugu ours is 12 years. Make sure that the index child is picked at age 3, and they go through the nursery, the pre-primary 1, pre-primary 2.
To sustain the initiative of Smart Green Schools, 17 smart senior secondary schools and 8 science, technology and vocational schools in all the federal constituencies will be built to absorb the graduates of the Smart Basic Education School. This is where we call it a day on this week's edition of Lion Building in Action. Make it a date with us next week, God willing. Until then, bye for now.
Tomorrow is here. Tomorrow is here. Drama. Esimepe adiwa. Makana miria babako. Industrial revolution. Abata konde nukunu. Okwa digital